What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm talking about 5 very specific autumn daily wear fragrances. Now, these aren't your typical recommendations. This isn't just everyday run-of-the-mill blue. We do have one particular blue in this video that kind of a hidden gem cheapie that I've come across recently. We've got some stuff. We got 2 newer releases. 2 others that are not your stereotypical daily wear suggestions, just some all-around variety that you might not see on any other channel. Who knows? But let's talk about them. Stay tuned. Starting with the 2024 release, it's a little unconventional that you may not think of, but it's metallic, it's woody, it's spicy, it maintains a lot of freshness in the top. This is Zadig and Voltaire's This Is Really Him. So you'll notice online people compare it to Altair and fragrances like that. Sure, a little bit of tie-in, but the metallic notes, the freshness, the woods, the spices, as well as a little bit of that vanilla. Like I said, I get the woody vanilla side of why people are comparing it to Altair, but this is a much fresher fragrance. And again, those metallic notes also come off a little bit aldehydic. They're not over the top sharp, but again metallic, like the color of the bottle is kind of fitting to the profile. This is, dare I say, better than the original, because it does tie to the original, the way the vanilla, even a little bit of smoky nuance, a little hint of incense that I don't even remember being in the notes. You do get elements of the original This Is Him in here, just a more daytime appropriate, kind of very unique fragrance that offers itself to be just a great everyday option in the fall. I mean, works well in the milder days, but not too much in the warmer days, because you know how it is with the autumn season. Sometimes it's still hot, sometimes it's on the milder, cooler side, and I think this will really do the trick and set you apart from everyone else, because it really doesn't smell like any one fragrance while having elements of a few different fragrances. Again, this is the newest release from Zadig and Voltaire. This is called This Is Really Him. Another one of those more unconventional recommendations. Daytime wear in the autumn season. Offers a little bit of earthy green tones from some oak moss. Again, metallic notes shine in this fragrance with H24 Eau de Parfum from Hermes. Probably the most well-rounded of the bunch of the 3 fragrances available in the line thus far. You maintain a lot of that citrus peel, metallic, floral, fresh DNA of the original with earthy green tones of oak moss. They give it a denser woody facet, a stronger backbone to this fragrance overall that gives it some more of a full-bodied nature without losing all of the freshness, but it's not as airy and fresh as the Eau de Toilette, which I think is a better fragrance for spring and summer, whereas this is better for fall. I guess spring it would still work really well, and winter. More of a 3-season fragrance, but I think fall in particular really suits this profile. Great performance too, 8+ hours in longevity. Not overwhelmingly strong if you're moderate with the sprays. Just great signature scent worthy stuff for the modern man that doesn't want to smell like every blue fragrance out there or every sweet designer out there. Wants some more earthy tones, and again, metallic. You'll notice a theme here. We've got 2 fragrances to start off that have a strong metallic feel to them. And that's Hermes H24 Eau de Parfum. Now this next one for you iris lovers that want something versatile that's a great daily wear option, we're talking about Givenchy Gentleman EDT Intense. This offers a nice powdery iris with some green, fresh and spicy elements to it. Again, a nice cedar wood dense backbone in the base. It's not over the top powdery, but it's definitely there. You have a somewhat bitter woody green spice going on here. You have elements like basil and cardamom to kind of bring you that element. Not super green, but green nonetheless. It's spicier than it is green overall. If I was to rank accords here, I would say it's woody, fresh, spicy, powdery, and green. That's the way I would arrange 5 main accords here. Above average performance, not too in your face, not too loud. This is a less is more type of fragrance for the gentleman that doesn't have the over the top loud outspoken personality, but wants something that'll still set him apart and kind of raise an eyebrow to make them a bit more interesting, because it's definitely far from a run-of-the-mill average scent profile that you would expect to smell on most people when you do smell a cologne on someone. This is definitely not far-fetched, but off the beaten path, I think is a good way to put it. And that's Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Toilette Intense. This next one's a great hidden gem cheapie. Blue fragrance that I was mentioning in the intro. This one was brought to my attention recently in a live stream. I had a subscriber suggest I give it a shot. It is Boucheron's Singulier, however you would like to say that. It does remind me a little bit of Dylan Blue, but not over the top ambroxan and aquatic. It doesn't have the smoky elements. This is much more about green, fresh, spicy, almost a peppered green type of smell. A little bit of the shower gel feel. You do get some citruses. This is overall a more aromatic, spicy fragrance at its core. Very strong masculine tones to this one. I don't find it to be unisex in any way. It leans a little on the synthetic, unnatural side, but smells really, really good. It's just as warm and spicy as it is fresh. It manages to find that perfect balance to bring you both elements of this fragrance. I think it's a great everyday scent. You can get for around $35 to $45. We'll have it tagged with the product affiliates across the screen down below, as well as links to Fragrance Buy down below. If you want to check any of these out, of course, you don't have to buy anything. It's just for those that are looking to do some shopping, because it happens with all these videos. It really does. But if you want a blue that's, not completely unique, but again, not exactly every other fragrance. Again, it reminds me of elements of certain things. Most blue fragrances do. Again, most notably for me, this would be Dylan Blue, but I think it's a less synthetic, less youthful take on a similar style to Rasasi Dylan Blue, if that makes sense. Above average performance as well. This is a great everyday option. I think the spices really dictate the fall season for this one with Boucheron Singulier. Now you have to be prepared for a monstrous performer here. This is the newest release from Rasasi. This is Hawas Black. This is another dense green woody fragrance that's nuclear in its performance. Fresh, fruity, and citric at the top. You have yellow and green citruses, pineapple fruitiness. You get all of that great, fresh, enjoyable stuff on the top. But it turns into a very dry, green, somewhat fresh yet earthy, woody oak moss smell. Again, cedarwood, oak moss dominate the base of this fragrance. Very much a chypre through and through, in the vein of a Niçanese Hachivat, but it doesn't quite have some of the smoke and spiciness of the way the oak moss comes across in Hachivat. Again, this is a drier, woody green take. Little hints of spice. I don't really get any smoke. It can be redundant in some collections, but if you don't have a ton of other fragrances that smell like Niçanese Hachivat, this is upper tier to that profile. This is better than something like an Afnan Supremacy, not only intense, honestly, and I'm a huge fan of that fragrance, but I think this is superior. I would say this is worth checking out. And again, mindful with the sprays, less is more. 2 sprays goes a long way. 3, 4, 5, you're filling rooms. It's leaving giant oil slicks on the skin, so be mindful of that. This stuff is absurdly powerful and potent, but not super synthetic. It's actually pretty smooth, pretty good quality, which I found to be very surprising for it being a Rasasi Hawas flanker. No Hawas DNA here whatsoever, to my nose. But really good, over-the-top, uber masculine, crazy powerful. Year-round, not the best summer fragrance, but spring, fall especially. I think this is a great daily wear option. Again, that's Rasasi Hawas Black. Well, that's the 5 that I wanted to discuss with you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. Of these 5, what have you tried? What are you familiar with? Once again, I'll have links down below if you want to check any of these out for any reason. If not, I appreciate you watching the video nonetheless. Your support is always greatly appreciated. And until next time, we'll see if you get your hands on any of these and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. You never know. Have a good one.